What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance.
Oh, Richard, this...
Yes,
like we said, this is the September Red Light Special down here at Lucie 666.
Oh, I know. It's just so great.
And we don't have a part 1. We don't have a part 2 this week or part 3. Well, actually, we just have a part 3, Richard, because this was a 3-part series in this show. A nice stroll through hell, part 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, it's a lovely trilogy.
Oh, Richard, there's some highs, there's some lows, there's emotions. This is one of my favorite little sets because it really got me to like practice and experiment with having, our gruff character. We get to see a little bit of his softer side.
Yes, he starts out very gruff.
And then he gets
trying to do different voices with everything I'm saying.
You're getting better. You're getting really better.
No, I'm not, but I appreciate you.
But excited for you guys to jump back into this 3-part. It's week 2 of the Lucies September month that we're doing. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your stroll through hell.
Yes, every single one. Dramatic reading. Lucies, Season 1, Episode 7. This is called A Nice Stroll Through Hell, Part 1. We're starting inside the storefront during the day. Brian is packing a bag at the front, grabbing different edible snacks at the store during the day. How about a couple of chicken bags, some spicy chicken beaks, gummy bat wings, and some diet Soul Cola? Jerry walks in from the back. Don't forget the honey-baked cashews. God, I love those things. Should we grab some chocolate-covered goat tails? Might come in handy if someone starts asking, too many questions. Oh, don't you start getting nervous on me, Bri. No one's going to ask questions. Oh, fine. Grab a couple of bags. Maybe it'll get us into demon strip clubs I've read about. Does hell really have demon strip clubs? Fuck if I know. But, would it surprise you? Who knows? Maybe it'll be amateur night and we can get a few extra shekels. That's smart. Get on stage and bring even more attention to us. Jerry walks up to Brian, grabs a bag of chocolate-covered goat tails. Listen, Bri. We're about to go on an adventure of epic proportions. I don't want to be looking over your shoulder every 5 minutes. This is our one and only opportunity to live it up in hell. Who knows? Well, maybe we'll get discovered on the stripper stage by some demon talent agent. We'll get to be in movies, and I'm telling you, Dollface, this could be your shot. Your one true shot. To show hell what you got. Show your mama you're more than just a girl from Kansas. Show your mama that you're meant for more than just a farm girl who gets up to clean the stalls and milk the cows. You're meant for big things down here, Brian. Big things, I tell you. And when you're on that Academy stage and you're accepting that award, you look at that camera and say, Mama, I did it. I made it. I'm not even from Kansas. Brian, that's not the point of my tangent. We stay here. We're going to be here for eternity and not the living form where we grow old and, then it ends. Like eternity now until forever. We got to enjoy ourselves. Who knows what's out there? Fire, destruction, torture, pain, despair, all of which is right here inside the store. minus the fire for at least the last few months. It can't be much worse out there. I mean, plus, we are the SoulBall tournament runner-ups. I mean, that's right, Bri. Grab those bag of chocolate-covered goat tails, get them in your bag, and let's get the Dodge out of hell. Jerry and Brian walk to the front door and open it. Brian stops, and Jerry looks back at the store. I told you would need to pee before you left. No, I already went pee. What do we do about the store? What do you mean? I don't think it's going anywhere. I know that, but what if something happens? What if someone shows up? Should we, lock the door? I got it. Hold on. Jerry walks to the back of the store. You can hear markers on a cardboard box. This will totally do the trick. Jerry walks to Brian and holds up a sign. What do you think? Sorry, but Lucies is closed due to emergency Slurpee maintenance. I assure you we are closed. Now everyone will know we're closed, and bonus, they'll think we're getting the Slurpee machine fixed. Won't they be pissed when they find out it's not fixed? I mean, that's a problem for future us. Let's get this adventure started. Jerry opens the door as both Jerry and Brian walk out as the door shuts. There's a click as the door locks. Jerry and Brian stand out in front of the store and they're looking up at the buzzing from the neon lights of the storefront. In all the centuries I've worked at Lucy's, I've never actually seen what the front of the store looks like. I mean, it's kind of, beautiful. Well, I was going to go with spooky, but sure, beautiful. All right, where should we go? Which direction do we go? Whoa, that's spooky. There are a few moans way off in the distance and some firelight burning. Cries for help. Jerry, maybe this was a bad idea. We could just go back in and act like this whole thing didn't happen. Bri, we've gone too far to go back now. No, we actually haven't gone that far. The door's right back there. We can just go right back inside. Just give me the keys and I'll unlock the door. No, I can't do that, Bri. I locked the keys in the store. You and I are in for the long haul. Why the fuck would you do that? Now we can't get back in. What do we do now? How do we get back in? What if things go south and we have to make a run for it? Oh, what happens if we run into Patches and Scooter? Jerry slaps Brian. Hey! Snap out of it, you mook. Like I keep telling you, we're already in hell. It can't get much worse. Let's look at all the adventure out here. Aren't you just the littlest bit curious what's out here? There are a few moans way off in the distance. And more cries for help. Nope, not in the slightest. I mean, maybe a little look. But there's fire, screams of pain, and who knows what else could be out there. And Jerry smacks Brian again. Hey! Tired of that. Out there, Bri, could be our real purpose. Who knows what's in store for us, trust me. I've been a clerk in hell for a long time. I'm just looking out for your best interest. Well, I guess you've been here longer than me. All right, let's see what hell has to offer. Jerry smacks Brian. Hey, I said I would go. Sorry, Brian, I thought you'd put up a bit more of a fight than that. Anyway, let's get down that fiery brick road. A giant demonoid walks up to the front door next to Jerry and Brian. He's in full metal armor carrying a battle axe. Excuse me. Jerry and Brian walk off to the side to let the battle demon through. The battle demon shakes the door, which is locked, and lets out a low sigh. It's like they're closed, big guy. Looks like Slurpee maintenance. Oh, just my luck. All I wanted was a Diet Cola after my cold yoga class. Oh, well. Go right to my ass anyway, am I right? You two have a good day. You too. See what I tell you? These creatures from hell don't care who's running around. It's all hip here in your mind. Yeah, it's one big mind fuck. Let's paint hell red and show them how the clerks from Lucie's party it up. Oh, look at you. When I met you, you're a scaredy soul. Now you're walking right through hell. Girl, so quick. Jerry and Brian are walking down into downtown hell. It's a similar feel to any regular downtown, except there are random screams and fiery sounds. Walking past a few demons, they mumble as they walk past, paying no attention to Jerry and Brian. Excuse us. The demons walk past. They just walked right by. They didn't even acknowledge us. I know, it's crazy. I figured they'd take us to like a bondage club. I think you were right, Jerry. I think this will be a fun trip. Brian runs into a guy sweeping the front of a store. I'm so sorry I was in your way, Mr. Warlock. I should have watched where you were going. Please do not turn me into a frog. What do you mean, Warlock? Jerry steps in front of Brian. Well, my magical friend, what he was about to say is, we'll let this one slide. No need to tell your boss if you're a failure. Oh, thank you so much. But you need to do something for us. And anything, Mr. Warlock's fine. And you, Mr. Warlock. Oh, so you two are married? Well, of course. Why else would we have the same last name? I wasn't sure if you were married or maybe you were brothers. Of course we could have been brothers, but no, we're an item. Yep, this is my partner in magic. So what can I help you with, you little love bugs? Well, where can we get a bite to eat? Oh, right inside here we have a great brunch. I'll get you a table. What are you holding my hand? What? We're married now, Jerry. We have to play the part. If we don't, they'll find out we aren't married. Maybe they'll find out we aren't warlocks. And then what, Jerry? We end up at a bondage club with demons, and I don't want that. Do you want that? Do I have to hold your hand in the bondage club? Just go inside. Oh, Brian, you know I like it rough. Right here, gentlemen, the most romantic seat in this house. Rob will be your server, and he'll be right over. Thank you. Well, aren't you gonna sit? I was waiting to see if the chair magically pulled out by itself, like it did when we were dating. Jerry, we are not married. Brian, remember you said we had to play the part. Brian gets up and pulls Jerry's chair and pushes it in once he sits. Brian walks back to his seat. Thank you. How sweet. I love seeing happy couples, the person says, off to the distance. Rob, the server, walks up to the table. Good brunch, you two. I was told we had a couple of warlocks, but didn't realize we had a couple who are warlocks. Please accept this little token from the dinner to help make this most romantic as possible. And our anniversary is turning out to be the best hell day ever. Oh, anniversary, how wonderful. How long have you two been together? It feels like a few lifetimes. Is my hangry hubby trying to say it's been centuries? At this point, don't even keep track. Oh, that's wonderful. You two are waiting to go ahead and order, and we'll be waiting for you and the other warlocks and witches to show up. Oh, yeah, sure. We'll just... Wait, what? Oh, the meeting of the council. It's today. It's here. I thought there was going to be a decent turnout. Yes, the council. We were just so distracted by our anniversary and the flowers. It happens every time. No, we'll go ahead and wait for the council to show up. Very well. If you need anything, please let me know. What the fuck, the council? We can't pass walking around the streets, but now we're gonna try and trick warlocks and witches? Relax. What's the worst that can happen? There are a bunch of warlocks and witches in hell. I doubt they all know each other. Plus, it's not like we're gonna be doing magic tricks in a restaurant. The guy that was sweeping before is now clearing off the table in an earshot of Jerry and Brian. I'm so excited for the council to show up. It's really cool how they all take out their wands and do all kinds of cool spells. Wands? Well, that seemed to take an unexpected turn, Bri. I don't think they want us whipping out our wands. Huh? You get it. You get it. Ooh, bread. How can you eat at a time like this? We're about to get found out, and then what? What happened to my courageous B-Rye? Back when we left Lucie's. He was skipping down the Firebrick Road, no cares in the world, middle finger in the air. My middle finger was not in the air, and that was a false sense of courage. Now I'm scared shitless and just want to go back to the safety that is the convenience store. It's a shitty convenience store in hell, but you know what? It's our shitty convenience store. You're not scared right now, are you? It's cool, I have a plan. You have a plan? Well, what is it? Here's what we'll do. We'll wait for a few of the warlock and witches to show up. They'll all meet, do the little meet and greet. They'll sit down, and with all the commotions going on, they'll get situated. We'll just walk right out the back door and happily go along our merry way. That's it! Well, yeah, what do you mean that's it? That's a good plan. No, it's a horrible plan because they'll see us and someone will say, hey, look at the happily married warlock couple. And then they'll see we clearly aren't happy at the moment because one half of this relationship is coming up with stupid plans. You're angry? I understand that. My mother always warned me about how angry you get. She told me that, Bri. He's okay until he's faced with obstacles. Then he just becomes one big asshole. I'm the asshole? You're the asshole that drug us into this mess. Right, I'm not going to let you sit here and push your issues onto me. I'm going to the bathroom, and when I get back, I hope to see a different attitude. They're your issues too. How do I let him talk me into this shit? Sorry. Do you need something? Yeah, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but it sounded like you and your husband were fighting. Take some advice from an old lady. Love like what you two have doesn't come around that often, especially in a place like this. You hold on to that man with all your strength and you cherish each other. Oh, okay. You make sure to tell each other how you truly feel. Yeah, I think I got it. And when you get the chance to make love to each other, make it like it's the last time you'll ever do it. Yeah, that did it. Thanks for the advice. I'll keep that in mind. You have a good day. How can this day possibly get any worse? The door opens to the diner and Evanora walks in. This way I'm guessing you're here for the council as well? Yes, I know I'm a bit early, but the store I stop at to get my Diet Soul Cola was closed for maintenance. So I'll just take a seat and... Oh, shit. What the fuck are you doing here? Do you realize how much trouble you can get into? Stop it. I don't want to hear it. I am risking myself just talking with you and not turning you in right now. And another thing, I really wanted a Soul Cola and the store was closed. Do you know how many people were outside? A lot. Let's just say a lot. I don't know how, but I think I can sneak one soul back across hell. Hey, Evie! Hey, Jerry, how you? Oh my God, you're out here too. Yeah, me and Bri are taking a little time away from work, seeing the sights. It's a lot easier to get down around here than you think. You two idiots are gonna get yourselves killed. Evie, we're already dead. What's the worst that can happen? You can't even imagine the trouble you're in. You think working at a convenience store for eternity is bad? Damn it, Jerry, I should have went with my instincts and just went back at the store. Take a quick drink. Instincts were the one... Start that over. Instincts? You were the one that went down the road first. Well, that's... Brian, I never thought you'd be that stupid. Yeah, that's not the entire truth. Yes, I was the first one down the road, but it was all his idea. Whoa. You really think I'd let my best bud roam around hell by itself? No way, because I am a better friend than that. Jerry, I swear if we make it through this... You two stop bickering so loud people are watching. Don't worry about it. All they think we are is fighting on our anniversary. Yeah, we're playing the part of two love-struck warlocks. We've got to get you two out of here before the rest of the party shows up. Let me take care of this. Where's your waiter? Rob, could we get our bill? Way to not draw any attention. You two aren't staying for the council? Not today, Rob. It seems my, lovely partner isn't feeling well, so we're gonna go get some fresh air. Here, this should cover these two persons' bill. I wanted it to be my treat for their anniversary. Evanora hands over some coins. Thank you both for coming in. I hope you feel much better, sir. Thanks, I'll feel much better once I'm home. All right, let's get you two idiots out of here. I don't know why you're acting all worried. It's not like anyone will know we aren't warlocks. The problem will be if we run into someone from the council. Well, then what? They ask us to whip out our wands? Big whoop. Tell them we left them at home. We don't forget our wands. They're almost as bad as a soul walking around hell. What can be worse than two souls walking around hell? Evanora stops walking and takes a bow. Gregor, the leader of the High Council, it's great to see you. Oh, and you too, Evanora. What was this talking about two souls walking around hell? What do you mean? The joke. You're about to tell a joke. I'm always one for a joke. The joke. What's worse than two souls walking around in hell? I don't know. What? Your friend's finding out. But I don't get it. It's one of those you got to think back on, and then you'll laugh about it. And who might you two be? My name is. These two are my new friends who are looking to enroll in the council. Yeah, being warlocks and all, I thought we'd make it official. I wasn't aware of any new warlocks coming to hell. How long have you been here? Centuries. It's our anniversary today. That's impossible. What? Two new warlocks can't love each other? Oh, no, not that. My brother's a warlock's been married to his husband for a millennium. I mean, you two being in hell for centuries. I'm part of the welcoming crew, and once new warlock and witches come to hell, well, what we meant to say was it feels like centuries. We actually just got here, maybe an hour ago. They were here when I showed up. I'm sure there's been some mistake, with all the HR changes. They must have missed the introductory part of orientation. Possibly. I'll have to have a talk with management. Well, either way, it's a delight to meet the both of you. I'm excited to introduce you to everyone else in the group. Actually, we were going to leave. I'm not feeling that well. Must have been the appetizers. Well, I'd hate to see you both leave. Let me get something on your calendars to meet up later. I can give you the full introduction. Let us touch wands and find some time on the calendar. Whoa, Gregor, I don't know if I feel comfortable touching wands just yet. I mean, we did just meet. I think I'm gonna like this guy. But seriously, check out your wands. Jerry and Brian stand in awkward silence, making mumbles of where their wands might be. You do have your wands, right? Yeah, of course we do. They're just right over there. Jerry rams into Gregor, knocking him over a table. Run! Jerry and Brian take off running through the street and keep running until they turn a corner. Over here! What do we do now? I don't know, but you can believe that Gregor guy's wanting to touch wands like that? I mean, boundaries? Oh my God, we are so screwed. End of part 1.
Lucy 666, episode 8. A Nice Stroll Through Hell, part 2 by Shawn. So, narrator voiceover. The last time we left Jerry and Brian, they decided to go on an adventure through hell. With little resistance, they were able to close Lucy 666 and make their way to beautiful downtown hell. While seeing the sights, the duo was mistaken for a married warlock couple. But, as luck would have it, the two were interrupted by the Warlock Witch Council and ran into their old friend, Evanora. Offering to escort the two back to Lucie's, the lead council member, Gregor, walked in and caught the two posers with their wands out, fleeing for their eternal lives. We find our favorite clerks from hell hiding in an alley. So in a downtown alley, Jerry and Brian are panting. Brian says, "Okay, that's it. We're in for it now. What do you think they'll do first? Torture? I'm sure that's it. They'll tie us up and send fire, ants at us, or worse." Jerry says, "Get your shit together, B-Rye. We can't fall apart now. There's no way that Warlock will remember us." Brian says, "Oh yeah, how could someone who memorizes a bunch of spells and can make magic potion from memory not remember the face of two guys pretending to be warlocks?" Jerry says, "See, that, was it. Was that hard to look at a situation as half full?" Brian says, "I was being sarcastic." Jerry says, "Well, how are we going to be a team if you can't even take this whole situation seriously? Being sarcastic at a time like this." Brian says, "I don't even know why I listened to you." Evanora is walking slowly behind Jerry and Brian. Jerry says, "Because you are a follower and I am a leader. Basic instincts. Some people have them and some people don't." Evanora whispers, Guys! They both scream and scared. Jerry says, "B-Rye was scared. I knew you were there the whole time." Evanora says, "But you screamed too." It doesn't matter. I convinced Gregor to go the other direction to buy you two some time. Now, you're going to have to find a way to lay low for a bit and try to make it back to Lucie's." Brian says, "Where can we hide? It isn't like we have that many friends who are wandering the streets of hell." Evanora says, "You idiots. I've sent a message to a mutual friend of ours." Jerry says, "I can't think of anyone we'd have as mutual friends." Brian says, "I'm drawing a blank too. Is it the waiter inside? Because, he was cool and all, but I don't think I'd call him a friend." Jerry says, "Yeah, like maybe an acquaintance, but definitely not a friend." Evanora says, "I swear to the pagan gods, you two are the dumbest souls in hell. I'm talking about Voisin." Brian and Jerry both together, "Oh, yeah, Voisin." Jerry says, "I wonder why we didn't just go see him while we were out. I think he'd be a bit happier to see us than Evie was." Evanora says, "Well, he's a demon, so he would make up a better story. Why he has two souls wandering around him. I, on the other hand, would just be burned alive." Jerry says, "That's kind of cliche, isn't it?" Evanora says, "What?" Jerry says, "Burning a witch. Isn't that like all Salem witch trials?" Evanora says, "Fuck you. This is just a figure of speech. Just here." She hands him a piece of paper. Evanora says, "Here's where Voisin is staying. Go right there. Don't stop or talk to anyone. With a little luck, maybe we can all get through this. If not, I am throwing both of you under the bus." Evanora walks down the alley into the street. Brian says, "So we follow the directions and we go right to Voisin's place." Jerry says, "What? And miss the rest of what downtown hell has to offer?" Brian says, "Did you just hear her? We have to lay low or we will be in big trouble." And Jerry says, "Come on. There's gotta be a few other cool things we can see." And Brian says, "Just give me the map. We're going to Voisin's." Jerry and Brian fire the map. Jerry keeps him at bay. Brian says, "Give me the map." Jerry says, "B-Rye, respect your leader. You're not respecting B-Rye. You're doing the opposite of respecting. Wait." Brian says, back painting. Jerry says, "Fine, we'll go to Zani's after we see what downtown hell has to offer." Jerry starts ripping the mat and throws it in the air. Brian says, "What are you doing?" Jerry says, "Don't worry, B-Rye. I have it memorized. We'll go to Zani's after I get to see what hell has to offer." Brian says, "Jerry, you stupid." "I swear, if we make it back, I'm going to," and Jerry says, mildly frustrated, "Going to what? Hit me? Fine. When we get back to the store, you can punch me right in the mush. If that'll make you feel better, just look forward to that." Jerry, more manual, "Come on." More mellow, "Come on. This will be fun." Jerry starts walking down the alley. And Brian, shouting toward him, says, "I'm not going to just hit you once." Jerry up ahead says, "Fine, but after the third hit, I'm hitting back." And Brian catches up to him. So now they're in downtown hell. Brian and Jerry are just strolling along downtown. You hear some little kind of communications back and forth between other people and demons and stuff kind of on the side. Things like downtown type stuff. And Brian says, "Is there anything specific you were looking for?" Jerry continues to walk in silence. Brian says, "Look, it's the Dictator Hall of Fame. That's got to be pretty interesting." Jerry continues to walk in silence. Brian says, "Look, it's a store called Death Row's Last Meals. You could buy any number of request last meals. That'd be a hoot." Jerry keeps walking. Sure, maybe we can go back later if you want. Jerry keeps walking in silence, and Brian says, that's it right there, isn't it? The SoulBall League office. You're wanting to challenge our loss, right? Jerry kind of like offhand, like, what? SoulBall? No, for fuck's sake, B-Ry. I'm looking for something specific. You just wouldn't understand. Brian says, well, why don't you tell me what it is? Then I can look for it too, so we can hurry up and find whatever in hell you are looking for, and then we can get the Voisons. Then, with just a little bit of luck, we can get back to Lucie's and just live out the rest of our eternity slinging slushies. Jerry says, He drifts off and then says, TV store. Brian says, a what? Jerry says, I'm looking for a TV store. Brian says, we are risking ourselves for a TV store. What are you going to do, Jerry? Bring one back to Lucie's? Watch some news on the recent events in hell? If we are lucky, maybe we can see our mugshots on that TV and a customer will wander in and be like, oh, hey, you guys see the two souls who ran away and stole TV? Oh, wait a second, that's you two losers. And guess what? We end up someplace very uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, the back of a Volkswagen. Jerry says, you're making a scene. Brian says, what do you mean Oh, is everyone staring at us? Jerry says, yep. Brian says, it's okay, everyone, we're married. Instead of taking me somewhere nice, he wants to spend our vacation money on a new TV. Men, am I right, ladies? They hurry up and take off and run down the street. So they're in a downtown convenience store. The doorbell rings and Brian and Jerry sit at the small table. Brian says, we came all the way here, and where do we end up? A convenience store. Jerry says, oh, the irony. Brian reaches into a bag and pulls out a Diet SoCola. Brian opens it and takes a drink. Brian says, how can you drink at a time like this? Or Jerry's the one drinking. Jerry says, what? I'm thirsty. Can a guy get a drink? Brian says, I think the main priority is for us to get to Zani's and give up on your stupid TV search. Jerry says, Zani isn't going anywhere. Just relax. It'll all be fine. The TV shop has to be around here somewhere. Brian says, no, fuck this. You're going to tell me what's so great about this TV shop. If you're taking me on a goose chase for some porn, Jerry jumps in and says, no, it's nothing like that, B-Ry. You know what? Forget it. It's not even that important. Brian says, I knew it. Jerry, you just wanted to watch porn. You're risking my life for porn? Jerry stands up and starts picking up his stuff, and he's kind of passive. Yeah, you figured it out, Brian. I'm going to take you to see porn. Just get your shit, and we'll go to Voisons. Brian stands up and pushes his chair in. Now Brian kind of jokes like, I knew it, you sick bastard. You'd be the kind of guy to sneak out of work and risk his soul just to see some erotica. There's no way I'd want to see what porn in hell would look like. Brian looks up the door to the store as it is closing. Brian says, hey, Jerry, wait up. They both run outside. The sound of people walking around there's people walking around, and Brian kind of loud, Jerry, where the fuck did you go? Jerry in the distance, but B-Ry over here, kind of across the street. Brian says, couldn't wait for me? Now you are Mr. Hurry Up and Let's Go? Jerry very passively, something like that. We need to get to Zani's, right? Don't need to waste our time looking for a dumb TV store. Brian and Jerry walk down the sidewalk with people walking by. They both walk in silence for a bit longer. Brian says, are you giving me the silent treatment? Brian says, oh, okay, well, two can play at this game. They both walk quiet for a little bit. Brian says, come on, you're being extremely immature. Walk for a little bit more in silence. Brian says, what? Now you're going to give me the silent treatment and stop walking with me? You know, if this TV thing was such a big deal, I'd almost rather have gone than for you to act like a big baby the whole time. Jerry stops and says, B-Ry. Brian says, I don't even know if you're realizing, but we are currently on the run from an evil warlock, because Jerry stopped walking. Jerry's like, B-Ry. Brian says, what? Like, we're at Zani's place. Brian says, oh, well, I guess we're here. So they walk up the steps, they go inside. As they walk in the final, they're standing next to the door, and Brian says, wow, I didn't realize Voison lived on the top floor. Should we knock? Before he can even say, Jerry knocks on the door. Brian says, sure, yeah, just go ahead and knock. I mean, I didn't just ask a question. There could have been a doorbell, or maybe there's some other custom in hell when visiting friends. Voison opens the door. Voison says, I wouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't have believed Evanora if I didn't see it with my own two eyes. You two don't realize how lucky you are to have that witch on your side. He kind of peeks around. You weren't followed, were you? Jerry says, I think we're good. Brian says, yeah, thanks for helping us. They walk inside. Brian starts to walk into Wazon's apartment, but Wazon holds his hand out. Wazon says, whoa, Brian, you can't just walk into a demon's home. You have to be invited. Brian says, is that true? Jerry says, seems legit to me. Brian says, I guess it makes sense, like vampires, but in reverse. Jerry kind of, yeah. Jerry says, kind of annoyed. Yeah, exactly like that. I think we have to be on the lookout for beefsteaks and unholy water as well. Brian says, don't be a dick. So are you going to invite us in? Wazon says, Jerry, come on in. Jerry walks in the apartment and sits on the couch. Brian says, okay, now what about me? Invite me in. Wazon says, I don't know. I mean, can I really trust you, Brian? I mean, Jerry I've known for a while, but you? Brian says, come on, just invite me in. What do I have to do to prove myself? Wazon says, I don't know. Jerry, what do you think? And Jerry from inside the apartment says, make him do it, Zonnie. Brian says, do it? Do what? Is there like an oath or a handshake I have to do? Jerry from inside says, worse. Brian says, come on, guys, just let me in. Then you hear the door downstairs open, and Brian says, okay, I'll do it. Whatever it is, I'll do it. Wazon says, think he can handle it, Jerry? Jerry says, only one way to find out. Footsteps are getting closer and closer. Brian says, just tell me. Wazon says, do the truffle shuffle. Brian says, the what? Jerry says, the truffle shuffle. Brian says, like from the Goonies? Wazon says, that's the one. Brian says, I can't do that. Wazon starts to close the doors like, all right, good luck with whoever's coming up the steps. Brian puts his hands and says, okay, wait. Okay, here it goes. He starts doing the truffle shuffle. Okay, that's good enough. Wazon and Jerry walk back into the apartment. And Brian says, well, aren't you going to invite me in? And Wazon from inside the apartment says, I was just messing with you. You don't need an invitation to come in. And Brian, as he's walking in and shuts the door, says, you guys suck. So Wazon and Jerry are both playing video games, and Brian says, can I have next game? Wazon says, nope, unless you want to do the truffle shuffle again. Brian says, you're a dick, Wazon. Wazon says, I'm a demon. What do you expect? It's your buddy Jerry you should be upset with. Brian says, if you couldn't tell by his brooding, he's upset with me. Wazon says, oh no, trouble in paradise? Brian says, only a little bit. He's mad because I wanted to get here as soon as we could. Wazon says, seems reasonable since you were being chased by a warlock. Why would that make him mad, though? Brian says, oh, God. He was wanting to visit some TV source so he could watch. Wazon instantly pauses the game, and Wazon says, you really didn't think they'd let you see what's happening up there, did you? Brian says, happening up where? Jerry was just wanting to watch porn. Jerry says, I haven't seen them in a long. Jerry says, I haven't seen them in so long. I just wanted to make sure they were okay. Wazon says, that's the stupidest thing you could have done, Jerry. If you stepped 1 foot in there, they'd know who you were. Brian says, hey, can we pause for a second and explain what this TV store is all about? Wazon says, the TV store is a place where you can see what is happening on Earth with the living. Basically reality TV, but actual real life. Brian says, well, who did he expect to see? Jerry said, just family, I guess. Brian says, family? Jerry says, it'd be my great-great-grandkids at this point. They don't even have a clue who I am, but it'd still be nice to see how well they're getting along. You're making sure they are, and I don't know, living good lives? Brian says, why didn't you say that? If I'd known you wanted to do something that wasn't, porn, I'd have been more open to helping. Jerry says, well, the way you're acting down there, you'd have told me to suck it up and get us here. You didn't want to hear anything I had to say. Brian says, I thought you wanted to look at porn. How did I know you had family you'd want to see? Jerry says, did you even think to ask? There's so much you don't know about me. We work together all the time, and not like all the time, 8 hours a day, like all the time. Wazon says, you two sound like a married couple. Jerry, very stern, goes, don't get me started with that. Wazon says, whoa, sore subject. Brian says, we were mistaken for a married warlock couple. Wazon says, yeah, I can see that. Jerry says, shut up. Now, Zonnie, just help us get out of here so we can get back to our job from hell. Not even just metaphorically our job in hell, our actual job in hell. Where I can't even see my family. A family that doesn't even know I exist. Jerry kicks over a TV stand with some glasses on it. Wazon says, I was going to finish that Diet Soul Cola. Brian says, why wouldn't he tell me about the TV store? Wazon says, Jerry's never been one to share his feelings. Before you got here, there was one time he mentioned how he ended up here. Seemed like it had something to do with his family. I didn't get the whole story, but one of those sacrifice for the good of the loved ones kind of thing. Brian says, I guess I should leave him alone. Wazon says, right. Wazon says, right now he needs a friend. The last guy that worked with him was a real D-bag. Wazon sits back on the couch and pauses the game. Brian says, I'm going to go check on him. So he walks in the kitchen where Jerry's sitting. Brian says, it's like being back at Lucie's. After we finish cleaning, we get to pig out a Neapolitan ice cream. Jerry turns his chair, putting his back to Brian. Brian says, come on, man. I didn't know you wanted to go to TV to see your family. Do you honestly think I'd not supported that? Brian says, silent treatment? Okay, I think I deserve that. Brian pulls out a chair, and Brian says, when I first got to hell, I was sure there was some mistake. I mean, I've lived a good life, but after hearing you talk about wanting to see your great-great-grandkids, it got me thinking. There's no one up there for me to even see. No one up there to even think about or miss me. So did I even live a good life? It's just dawned on me that to find my best friend, I had to literally go to hell. What kind of friend would I be if I couldn't help my best friend see his family? That's what friends do, right? Help each other do stupid things? Jerry starts to choke back what sounds like tears. Brian says, Jerry, you crying? Don't cry. If you cry, then I'll cry. Jerry says, I'm sorry, B-Rye. Brian's starting to choke back tears. You don't have to be sorry. I should be the one that's sorry. Jerry said, I'm a terrible friend. Brian says, nah. Jerry says, yeah, I didn't save you any of this delicious ice cream. Jerry turns his chair around to show Brian an empty container. Brian says, well, I guess after we get to my TV store and you see your family, get to the TV store and see your family, you just have to get us back to Lucie so I can have some out of the store freezer. They both stand up and Jerry says, oh, hell, we are married warlocks. Give me a hug. Jerry pulls Brian in for a hug, and Brian says, please don't kiss me. Jerry says, no promises. There's a knock at the door, and Wazon's in the other room, says, coming. Brian says, oh no, they found us. Wazon opens the door, and there's a muffled conversation. And you hear Wazon in the other room says, yeah, they're in the kitchen. Wazon walks in the kitchen, and Wazon says, guys, someone is here to see you. Brian says, Gregor. Jerry says, a soul bounty hunter. Wazon says, worse. And in walks Evanora. And Evanora says, you two are becoming a real pain in my ass. And Jerry says, Evie, we have another favor to ask you too. How do you feel about going on an adventure? To be continued in part 3.
There's a burp for you, Shawn. Anyway, all right, here we go. Episode 11. No, not 11. I'm doing 9. Then I'm doing 11. I'll have these as 2 separate ones. Anyway. Lucy 666, episode 9, season 1. And 3, 2, 1. The last time we left Jerry and Brian, they decided to go on an adventure through hell after barely making it. Oh, I'm going to turn this up. Turn this up. Bop, 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 bop. Okay. Pull this in a bit closer. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I'm just trying a new system here where it comes to reading, and there we go. There we go. I think I got it. The last time we okay, we're gonna start over. And 3, 2, 1. The last time we left Jerry and Brian, they decided to go on an all-out adventure through hell. After barely making it away from the council, the two made their way through downtown hell looking for a TV store. After Brian learned the TV store would give Jerry the ability to see his family on Earth, the duo began planning an impossible mission to the TV store. Will Wazon and Evanora offer their assistance? Will the duo make it to the TV store? Will Gregor track down the AWOL clerks? We Will we ever see Lucies again? Find out in the epic conclusion to A Nice Stroll Through Hell. Absolutely not. You have to be crazy. You have to be crazy. Who, me? No, the other dumbass demon in the room. Yes, you. You're the one encouraging them. You should be possessing them or whatever you do so you can get them back to Lucy's. Look, I'm not gonna possess them. They're my friends. You know, just like you. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Sexy Demon Pants, but I am not a friend to any of you. I should walk out that door and get Gregor and tell him that I found runaway souls and the demon harboring them. Well, then why don't you? Don't push me, Brian. I could have him here within the hour. Evie. Jerry, don't try that sweet talk with me and all that Evie nonsense. I'm not trying to sweet talk you. We're in a pickle. We need your help. I need your help. Oh, so what? He'll just walk around and go to the TV store and you'll see your family and that's it, huh? What happens in the next 6 months when you start missing them again? You gonna take a stroll? You gonna take another stroll, huh? Look, I know you don't understand. I've been running Lucy's for multiple centuries. I mean, my family up there, they have no clue who I am. It's just something I need to do. I need to know what I did, what I gave up, and was worth it. Evanora, when you first arrived in hell, who helped you out? Don't you dare make this into some I owe a clerk moment. All I remember is how terrified you were. You put out the big bad witch vibe. But now, the first few days, you were just as scared and as hopeless as a new soul. What'd Jerry do? I, just gave her advice on what to expect, who to talk to, who to stay away from. First few days for a witch in hell, can be, well, hell. I didn't ask for your help, Jerry. Why'd you help her? Well, Brian, I figured having a witch owe me one wouldn't be, a bad thing. Oh, God, you're such a dick. Evie, stop. That's not the only reason I helped. I helped because, it was the right thing to do. And I remember when I first got here and I thought, I could make it a bit easier on you. Once you found your place and you treated me like every other soul. That's not even close to the truth. What about that time I gave you that potion for your hellpox? You gave me the hellpox, Evie. Okay, well, what about the hair growth spell? For the hair I lost from your fireball. Oh, geez, if I didn't know better, I thought these two were married. Oh, would you shut up? Yeah, shut up. Okay, Jerbear, I'll help you, but it's not because I like you. It's because maybe I owe you a little one. But mostly because I want to get you back to the store and save not just my neck, but everyone else in this apartment. So now that we've assembled into the greatest team in hell, what's the plan, guys? I think I have an idea. In front of Lorgrim's TV store, Evanora, Brian, Jerry, and Voisin are running around as Evanora voiceovers the plan. Look, we'll need to sneak down a few streets. Hopefully, Gregor has given up his search or has moved on to the council to start a formal search. I'm on your trail. No way I'm going to the council empty-handed. I think the last thing they'll think is that two souls are on the loose. From there, we will have to act as normal as possible, which will be hard for you, I know, Vuezan. Now, if asked, Vuezan will need to be the one to talk. Typically, demons escort witches and warlocks. It's not the other way around. Is that Vuezan? What are you doing hanging around with a couple of witches? Just showing them around downtown. Told that cute one there had an in at some of the best bars, you know. He is pretty cute. Well, shoot me the details and, you know, we can party together. Sure thing, Tom. Sure thing. We gotta hurry. Did you just insinuate that we're going on a date tonight? Look, I panicked. The only witch I hang out with is Evanora, and that's never in public. Bri, relax. Give Zondi some credit. That was the best acting I've seen in a long time. He said you were cute. He didn't even laugh. Held it together. What a trooper. Good job, big guy. Will the three of you shut up? There he is. If we can make it that far, we'll be at Lorgrim's TV store. It isn't the most luxurious in hell, but, you know, it'll get the job done. All right, let's go in. Evanora, Jerry, and Brian and Vuezan walk into Lorgrim's store as a chime rings alerting someone is coming in. There's TV static playing around the store. Coming, I'm coming. Who would be stopping here at this time of... Oh, my. Evanora, what a pleasant surprise. Hey, Lorgrim. Well, I wasn't expecting you for a few more weeks. What brings you in? I was wanting to show a couple of my friends your store. Well, come on in. Neither one of these guys are the boyfriend you tell me about, are they? Oh, no. I was always under the impression you were single. Yeah, Abby, ever since I've known you, I've never heard once you mention a boyfriend. Evanora steps on Jerry's foot. Ow! Well, Jerry, sometimes a girl likes to keep some of her life private. Jerry, is it? I've decided to get this girl to go out with me for months, and it's the same story about some strapping man and that he has a lock of her hair. Well, that's just creepy. His words, not mine. So, Evanora, you wanting to show your friends our game? Game? It's not anything like that. Oh, so you guys just have sex? Oh, no. We do our best to keep the sexual tension at bay. That's kind of gross. Grow up, Brian. I come down here every few weeks. Lorgrim and I play a little game. We will, mess with people on Earth. How do you do that? Oh, you haven't told them. Okay. Well, let's just show them. Experiencing it makes it that much more entertaining. Okay, take a look. See that stoner college guy in the dorm by himself? Well, it's spring break, and he's staying at the dorm by himself. His name is Ryan. So Ryan is all alone in a dorm. Do you guys sit here and watch him do what college guys do when they're alone in dorm rooms? Huh? It's Ryan, and no, we mess with them. We scare them a little. We both have a thing for scary movies, so we mess with them by putting sounds through the TV. Like ghosts or clowns or girls crawling, out of the walls or out of the TV. Well, that's messed up. You're gonna scare this poor Ryan kid. Ryan, his name's Ryan. It is not Ryan. Sorry, Ryan. Sorry, just a bit of a Cubs fan, so I'm partial to getting the name right. Look, just stand back and watch, Brian. Logran pushes a few buttons and Evanora starts talking quietly through the TV. The college guy sounds like he's on the other side of a phone. They're here. Who's there? They're here. What the fuck? Who's messing around in here? 7 days. Fuck me, it's the TV. Must be infomercials. That's it, infomercials. Yeah, that's real scary, guys. This is where it gets really funny. Logran pushes a few buttons and turns the TV back on. The college guy says, "What the fuck?" Hey, Ryan, you want a balloon? I can get you a balloon. A nice, shiny balloon. Holy shit. Mom! I changed my mind. I'm coming home for spring break. I will be home very soon. That's kind of fucked up. I didn't think a demon would be too upset with a little human getting scared. I don't have a problem scaring him. It's the ruining of a good buzz that I have a problem with. It works a little better when they're a little inebriated. So can you find specific people on these televisions? Yeah, it's pretty much just magic. You push a few buttons and you'll find who you're looking for. Why do you ask? Lorgrim, would you be able to help me find couple seances? There are these new witches that have been totally screwing up their coven's spells. I won't bore you with these 3 with all that. Is it okay for them to just look around? Well, sure thing. If you guys want to go mess around on that TV over there, I'll find your coven, Evanora. That TV? That's the one. Okay, I can't see him. Go on, Jerry, start poking around. All right, well, here goes nothing. I knew this wouldn't work. It was a stupid idea. Guys, I am so sorry I drug you this. You know what? We should go. Well, don't give up yet. Did you try every single button? Yeah, I tried all of them. What about that one? Yes, even that one. The power button. Jerry pushes the power button and the TV fires up. He presses 7 buttons and through the TV he can see his great-grandkids playing. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, and Jerry comes to the plate. All comes down to this. Jerry's been MVP this season, and the icing on the cake, it would be to give the Cubs the World Series victory with a grand slam home run. The wind up, the pitch. Jerry has done it, folks. He has hit the biggest hit in Cubs history. A walk-off grand slam home run. Game 7 of the World Series. He's rounding the bases. He must feel like in heaven. Chip off the old block, eh? He gets that power swing from his great-grandpa. Jerry, you've just hit the biggest hit of your career. What do you guys say? Well, Jim, it's been a great year. I'm with a great group of guys. I just want to thank my family. To be the first one for my family to get to this level, you have to be proud to wear not only this name on the front, but the name on the back. And I just want to thank my family here and the ones who are no longer with us. I'm so happy. Jerry sits in silence for a moment. So was it worth it? Man, you have no idea. What the hell are you doing? Are you crying? Evanora, what kind of warlock cries? If I'd know better, I would think you were just some kind of sorry soul. Souls? What do you mean we aren't souls? We're warlocks. He just has something in his eye, that's all. Is someone cutting onions around here? Lorgrim, I can explain. It's not at all what it looks like. Evie, these two are unacceptable. You bring these two into my store and have them watch. What are you watching? What in hell would you want to risk so much just to see on Earth? Look, don't take it out on these guys. This is all my idea. I just wanted to see how my family was doing. Family? Yeah, my kid just hit a home run in the backyard. Named it after me. Can you believe it? After all this time, they actually remember me. Even if it's, just a name. Voisin, did you know about this? If you're asking if I helped, yes, I helped. Jerry's a really good guy. He's not some soul to me, so if you turn him in, you might as well add my name to the list. If you're going to turn Jerry in, you got to turn me in too. If we're getting all friends forever, you might as well put me on the chopping block as well. Lorgrim taps his foot and gives out a loud, Well, you've put me in a tough spot here, guys, but who am I to turn in a guy who made it all this way just to see his family? So you aren't going to call us in? No. But when you leave here, you're on your own. If someone asks, I never saw you. Man, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. Yeah, don't mention it. Jerry, is it? Just hurry up and get out of here before I change my mind. Would it be okay if I gave it a shot? Well, I guess just make it quick. Brian hits a few buttons and only fuzz comes through. That's odd. Usually for such a newbie, you can find someone. What does that mean? Well, it could be a few things, but most likely it would be the store door opens and a chime sounds and a footstep walks in. Excuse me, I'm looking for a few runaways, Evanora, you amazing witch. You caught them. Yes, Gregor, I did. They were wandering the streets and I chased them into the store, and Lorgrim and Voisin helped me to apprehend these two. You two are in so much trouble. When we get back to the council, I'll file an official account of you leaving not only your post, but traveling by yourself. What makes you think you could get away with that? You two sit here while we discuss how to proceed. Brian and Jerry sit down. So you haven't informed anyone yet, Well, I haven't had any time, Voisin. Once they pushed me at the restaurant, Evanora and I went on the hunt to apprehend them. So the only people that know about this are in the building? Lorgrim, yes, at the moment. But all the main officials in hell will be informed, and these two will be punished accordingly. And all three of you will be awarded so much. Lorgrim lifts up one TV and slams it on Gregor's head, making a loud crash. Holy shit, Lorgrim, you killed Gregor. I'll be fine. I just knocked him unconscious. So, do we have to run? We need to figure out how to get out of hell now. Like right now. Oh, we need new identities. Maybe we can pass for, pixies or something. Maybe if we put on a bunch of fur, we can be like a werewolf or, Bigfoot. Guys, we could always just put Gregor under a spell so he forgets the whole thing. You can do that? Yes, Jerry, not by myself, but with Voisin and Evanora, we definitely could. Why would you do that? Yeah, what are friends for? Of course we would. Thanks, Voisin. This doesn't mean we are friends. We're just acquaintances at most. I get it, Evanora. I'm neither of those things. Didn't you hear him? No one knows about this, and I'd like to keep it that way. You two get the fuck out of my store, head straight back wherever you came from. Don't even tell me where, because I don't want to know. Go on, guys. Evanor and I'll check back in with you later. Just make sure you make it back okay. Let's go, Jerry. Thanks, guys. The things we do for friends. I thought they were just acquaintances. Shut up and let's get this over with. Jerry and Brian head back and unlock the door and walk in as the bell to the Lucie 666 rings. I never thought I'd be so excited to see this place. No, you and me both. So was it worth it? You know what? Yeah, it was. It's crazy to think after all this time, my family still remembers me. Maybe they don't know much, but, at least they know I existed. Sorry you didn't get to see your family, Brian. I didn't really realize how much I missed them. I still don't know why I'm in hell, but maybe seeing them would help me understand, how I ended up here. Well, if you ever want to talk about it, maybe we can figure it out together, like as friends. I don't know, Jerry. It feels like something, I gotta do on my own. I'm gonna go check the back, make sure no crazy dogs or rabbits broke in while we're gone. Sure thing, buddy. Poor guy. Welcome to Lucy's Hell's Number. Holy shit. And even though the service can be subpar, this is the best place to get all your snacks and drinks. Gregor stands at attention. Looks like it does have a wide selection. Do they have only one soul working? No, there's two of us. Bri, can you come out here? Jerry, I don't want to talk about it, and oh, fuck. Language, gentlemen. You don't want to stick out in hell. Thank you, Evanor, for showing me the store, but I'll stick with the one on my end of town. Apologize for canceling today's council meeting. I've just had a splitting headache today. I'll see you all at the next meeting. Would miss it, Gregor. Sure hope you feel better. What the fuck was that? Evie, are you trying to get us captured? I just had to be sure. It'd be a lot worse for all of us if all of a sudden he remembered during a council meeting. Typically, if these spells fail, they fail right away after seeing something that would trigger the memory. As you can see, he doesn't remember a thing. Well, what if he did? Well, then we'd all be fucked, Brian. Language, Evie. Sure thing, Jerbear. All right, boys, I'm gonna go home and take a relaxing bath. Stay out of trouble. Evanora. Thanks. And I really mean that. I have absolutely no way to repay you. Well, consider us even, Jerry. Brian, considering everything that's happened, we really haven't missed that much business. I didn't even think about that as a problem. I wasn't super concerned, but, figured the less the boss suspect, the better. And since the last few days have been business as usual, what's the worst that can happen? You could just blame it on me. Brian, there's a few reasons I don't want the boss to get wind of this. First, he can move us to a different job. Worse, he could send us to the pit. No one comes back from the pit. But if the boss suspected something, we'd know by now. So you think we're in the clear? The phone rings behind Jerry. Well, speak of the devil. Jerry picks up the phone. Hey, boss man, how's it? No, we've been here the whole time. Oh yeah, that much? Well, we closed the store to fix the slushie machine. We thought we'd take some initiative, help the store out. Well, you're right. It was a dumb idea. The slushie machine's never meant to work, in hell. You're absolutely right. That's why you're the boss, and we're just no. I don't think. Yeah. Sure. Okay. We'll see you in a few days then. Jerry hangs up the phone. I'm guessing that's not good news. Bri, we are in some deep trouble. And that is the end. End. Finn.
Oh, Richard, we made it.
Yes, Shawn.
We walked through the doors of Lucy 666 into that great burning hell, fire and brimstone, and we came out on the other side.
It was a trilogy.
It was a trilogy. Richard, how'd you feel about this week's episodes of Lucy's?
Well, this time obviously there's connecting threads, but this time there was almost like it was a three-parter. It was a 3-part arc, and we went on a journey.
You know what I missed in this is I should have had the arc in this, because it's a 3-part arc, and we could have had the arc in it.
No, the arc's still lost.
Oh, yeah.
Why would the arc be in hell?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get out of hell in this. And then Noah's like, nope.
And they climb in the arc.
It's like we need a man.
Noah's like, get out of there. And you're like, what are all these rocks?
He's like, yeah.
It's a goddamn 10 commandments.
I bring you these 4. Ah, shit. 3. 10 commandments. But again, I'm glad everybody's joining us for this journey. And I want to know, week 2 of this, does Richard have any Richard's closing thoughts?
I think that this would actually work if so I have a thought. Here's my thought. My thought is that instead of if we decide that we're going to try this again, instead of trying to do 12 episodes or whatever, we just do these little 3-parters because it's you just keep the story nice and tight.
Yeah.
A tight 15.
That's a good idea, because I know when we had time to record, we got 4 episodes done pretty well.
That's what I'm saying. And it's far less work to get 3.
Yeah. Well, this was back in the day when I had a dream that I was going to make this 12-part episode and release it, and then Mr. Netflix or Mr. Hulu. I did write it all.
Oh.
And then we got through 4, and I'm like, this is a lot of work, and I'm going to hate myself when I get this done and I have 4 listens. So I let the fear of failure stop me, Richard.
Well, fear is the mind killer.
It is. But we're getting them out now. So Mr. Hulu, Mr. Netflix, Mr. HBO Max, they're all ready. You got a preview of it?
You can get all of them.
Yeah. And you know what happens every time I call Mr. HBO Max?
What's he say?
He says, stop calling me. I'm not affiliated with HBO Max.
My name is just Max. I don't stop. Just stop, please. I have a family. It's 1 a.m, sir.
Oh, babe, is he crying? Oh, he's crying again. Does he have the toaster this time?
Why don't you just lie to it, Max? I can't do that. I can't.
I can't do it, Lou. Wait, is Hulu there? Oh, damn it. But we got 1 more week left of this. I'm really excited for everybody to get on this journey with us. So let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website, we're languagebromance.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at languagebro. Email us at bros@languagebromance.com. And again, we'd like to thank our employees of the month here at Lucy 666, Wendy and Aaron.
You have name tags and you have work to catch up on.
Yeah, there's some stuff to be stocked.
My floors.
Yeah. And that slushie machine still broke.
Yeah, it's your fault.
All right. Well, is there anything else before I close her out?
No, sir. Let's end this.
All right. Well, that's all the Bromance have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And remember, B-O-Y. No.
Hang on. B-O-Y now.
Ooh, that was like Sling
That's
Blade.
sweet.
Mhm.
I know. This is one of the,
Mhm.
this is one of the voices I did.
What are you gonna do with that Sling Blade, Carl? Well, I reckon I'm gonna kill you with it. Mhm.